So I've asked you to do the supplementary exercise 6, 46, 47, and then multiple choice questions 54 to 61, and cross-topic questions 48 to 50 yesterday. And I did not start discussing about the solutions, okay? And so today I would like to talk about them first. So question number 46, the remainder when polynomial fx is divided by x minus 2 times x plus 3 is ax plus b. So this is a question I marked a star, okay, which means that there should be a special technique here. This is not a simple remainder theorem question, okay, but this one is actually not very difficult because it is given that the remainder when polynomial fx is divided by this is ax plus b. And what is so special here? What is so special here is this one. This divisor is not linear polynomial. I mean, the divisor is not degree 1. Okay? What makes this question a little bit special is that the degree of divisor is not 1. Okay, which means it is not I mean the highest power of x is not 1. The highest power of x is not 1. Okay, so we have square term. This divisor has a square term. And if the divisor has a square term, we cannot use the remainder theorem. And we cannot use the factor theorem. Okay? But what can we use? 嗱，如果我哋又用唔到 remainder theorem， 又用唔到 factor theorem 嘅話咧，咁係好事定係唔好事咧？其實係好事嚟嘅。點解咧？因為我哋可以用嘅方法係得幾個嘅啫，又呢個又唔得，嗰個又唔得，咁即係其實咧，唯有可以用嘅方法咧，就係得返一個，就係咧嗰個 division algorithm 啦。OK， 好啦 ，division algorithm 係點樣樣㗎？就係 dividend is equal or identical to divisor times quotient plus a remainder. So now our dividend is fx, so it should be identical to the divisor times the quotient, but we do not know the quotient. OK， 好嗱，呢度咧你哋我想教你哋寫一個寫法啊，一個寫法。我之前咧，如果我哋唔知道 quotient 嘅話咧，我會就咁打個即係就咁寫個 quotient 呢個字喺度嘅。咁但係咧，如果我哋即係真係正正式式咁樣寫出嚟嘅話咧，我哋將佢變成一個 QX。OK，the quotient is QX is a function of x, is a polynomial of x, but we do not care about what it is. Okay, and then plus the remainder. The remainder is given to be ax plus b, right? So this is how we can build up the identity using the division algorithm. Fx is given, divisor is given, remainder is given, but the quotient is not given. So we will let Qx to be the quotient. It's okay. So this is the fx. We will let fx to be this on the first line. Can you get this? 有冇同學呢一個 step 唔知我做緊啲咩嘅？嗱，呢一個係我呢一題打星嘅地方嚟㗎嚇。OK， 我呢一題打星嘅地方其實就係呢一句嘅啫。之後接住落嚟嗰啲嘅steps 咧，基本上就係一啲好 standard 嘅 step 嚟嘅。咁但係你哋要 get 到嘅就係我 let fx be 呢一嚿嘢，呢一句。OK， 點解要咁樣 let 咧？就係因為今次個 divisor 唔係一個degree 1嘅 divisor。OK， The degree of the divisor is degree 2. Can you see this? Because when you expand the bracket, you will have an x squared term. Okay, so the degree of the divisor is equal to 2 this time. Then we cannot use the remainder theorem. We cannot use the factor theorem directly. Okay, but 好啦，跟住啦，我哋叻咗之後咯，跟住我哋又有啲資料俾我哋嘅。When f(x) is divided by x minus 2, the remainder is 5. This time we are considering the second division, the other division. And this time the divisor is x minus 2, which is of degree 1. Can you see this? Okay, when f(x) is divided by x minus 2, the remainder is 5, and x minus 2, the divisor, is degree 1. So we can go back to the remainder theorem. Okay, what is the remainder when f(x) is divided by x minus 2? It is just f2, right? But it is given that f2 is, the remainder is equal to 5. So f2 will be just equal to 5. Can you get this? But can we calculate? Do we have a formula for calculating f2? Yes, because we have already let f(x) to be this function. So f2 can be calculated by 2 minus 2 times 2 plus 3 times q2 plus a times 2 plus b. Okay, the left hand side, the f2 is calculated by the formula of f(x), and then the right hand side is still equal to 5. Okay， 嗱，點解我哋咁放心咁樣叻一嚿 qx 出嚟咧？係嘛？我哋唔係叻一個未知數喎，係叻一個未知嘅 function 出嚟喎，係嘛？呢個 qx 嘅 formula 有條 formula 嘅喎，一定有 formula 嘅，因為呢個係 qx 一個 function 嚟噶嘛。呢個 formula 係乜咧？我哋完全冇資料嘅 ，OK， 冇概念係咩嚟嘅。但係點解我哋咁放心成嚿嘢一大嚿嘢叻咗出嚟，未知嘅嘢叻咗出嚟咧？因為呢個 qx 係楞住 x 減2乘 x 加3，我哋陣間代個 x 等於2落去嘅時候咧，係咪無論 qx 變成咩都好，我哋都唔怕佢啦？因為咧前面有一格咧。係會變咗做0嘅，見唔見到啊？2減2係變0嘅，0乘以楞住佢嘅所有嘢都變翻做0嘅，所以咧楞咗 Q2 喺度，個 Q2 就係嗰個 function of Qx when x is substituted by 2. But we do not care what number it is because it is multiplied by 0. So what is remaining on the left-hand side of my equation is just 2a plus b, okay? And it is equal to 5. And we have two unknowns, and we have got the first equation. So we will label this to be equation 1, okay? And then we are waiting for the second equation. Where can we find the second equation? It should be the next sentence, okay? The next information is given from the next sentence. X plus 3 is a factor of fx. Factor is a keyword. It means remainder equals 0 when fx is divided by x plus 3, okay? In this case, so we will write f negative 3 being the remainder. But because it is a factor, so this remainder should be equal to 0. But do we have a formula to calculate f negative 3? Yes. So we have our fx formula. Okay? 點解我哋咁放心可以代個 qx 落去咧？因為我哋代個負3落去嘅時候咧，呢一格啦，今次度係嘛，就會令到佢零咗嘅。呢個都係 q negative 3 plus a times negative 3 plus b is equal to 0. Okay, I just change the left hand side. Okay, from f negative 3 to be using the formula of fx to calculate the f negative 3. Okay, so what is q negative 3? We don't care because it is multiplied by 0. So the left-hand side becomes 0 plus negative 3a plus b is equal to 0. Okay? Or, so I will write 3a minus b equals 0. And I'll make this equation 2. Okay? And now we have equation 1, equation 2. So we have sufficient information to calculate the values of a and b. Notice that the b terms, one is plus b and the other is minus b. So when we add the b terms, add the equations together, we can cancel out the b terms. Okay, so we are going to add equation 1 to equation 2. For the a column, so we have 2a plus 3a, which is 5a. For the b column, we have b minus b cancelled. For the right-hand side, we have 5 plus 0, which is 5. So the answer of a is 1. And then just sub the value of a into either one of the equation. So 2 times 1 plus b is equal to 5 and b is 3. Okay, and that is how we can find the values of a and b. Can you get this? Okay, so I would like you to give me a response here. If you understand, especially for the first line, okay, please check whether you understand the first line. Okay, please give me a like or a clap. If you are okay for the first line, please give me a like or a clap. 如果你明白，即係第一行啊，最緊要係第一行。OK， 如果你跟到嘅第一行，點解我要咁樣 let fx 嘅？可唔可以俾個 like 或者俾個 clap 我？唔該 ，thank you， thank you。Okay, if you do not understand any step, please raise your hand or type in the chat room. Okay, thank you. 好啦，嗱，跟住47題咯。Next one is question number 47. 呢題亦都係打星㗎，我都係打星嘅，即係會有，亦都會有一啲 special techniques you need to learn. Okay, when a polynomial fx is divided by x minus 5, the remainder is equal to 9. So this one is very straightforward. Okay, when it is divided by x minus 5 is degree 1. So we can use remainder theorem. So f5 is equal to 9. But do we have the formula of fx? No. So we just label this to be equation 1. Okay, or information 1. Okay, f5 is equal to 9. It's okay? 即係我哋唔能夠，因為我哋冇 fx 嗰條公式係咪？咁所以我哋唔能夠好似上面咁樣咧，去到再拆落去啦。F5 究竟係點樣計出嚟㗎？咁樣係未計到嘅而家得唔得？跟住啦 ，the next sentence when fx is divided by x plus 2, the remainder is negative 5. Again, this division, the second division, the divisor is degree 1. So it is okay to use the remainder theorem. Okay, so f negative 2 is equal to negative 5. And again, because we do not have the formula of fx, so we just label this to be equation 2 at the moment. Can you get this? 即係我哋冇得再拆嘅話咧，就而家呢一個階段只能夠做到呢一度，咁我哋就 save 低佢先，得唔得 ？save 低落equation 2，即係 memory 2嗰度咁樣。Okay, and then find the remainder when fx is divided by x minus 5 times x plus 2. Okay, so please underline this. This one is a new division when fx is divided by this x minus 5 times x plus 2. Find the remainder. This is the third division in this question. And this time the divisor, the degree of divisor is not equal to 1, it's larger than 1, it's 2. Because when you expand the bracket, you have a square term, x squared, right? So it is not of degree 1. So you cannot use the remainder theorem directly. Okay? When you cannot use the remainder theorem, you cannot use the factor theorem. What can you use? You can only use the division algorithm, okay, to build up an equation for this division. Okay, so just like what we have done in question number 46. Okay, we are going to use the division algorithm to build up an equation for f(x). 好啦，嗱，打星位喺呢一度啊，嚟緊呢一度啊，睇住咯。We will let f(x) to be identical to the divisor, that is x minus 5 times x plus 2 times the quotient. Quotient is qx. 嗱，不過簡單嚟講咧，就係只要佢冇俾到個 quotient 嚟嘅話咧，一般嚟講我哋都係唔 care 個 quotient 㗎啦，得唔得？你就咁 let 佢做 qx， 我哋陣間就會撳熄咗佢㗎啦。OK， 即係而家你當 qx 前面咧有兩個掣嘅，你撳着咗 x 減5呢個掣嘅話咧，成個 qx 就零咗、熄咗咁樣樣㗎啦。OK， 跟住你可以撳 x 加2呢個掣。咁如果你心水清嘅同學咧，都已經諗到我哋點樣去撳熄個 qx 咧，咁樣樣都即刻諗到㗎啦。不過咧呢一題我想打，即係我打星個位，想大家學嘅位咧，並唔係點樣撳熄個 qx 啊，係後邊個 remainder 係啲咩嚟嘅咧？如果你記得我呢一課開始講嘅，the degree of the remainder must be equal to the degree of divisor minus 1。OK， 喺呢度寫一寫先啦啊。Degree of remainder is equal to degree of divisor minus 1。OK， 一定係細過1嘅，得唔得？ The degree of remainder。OK， now the degree of divisor is 2. So what should be the degree of remainder? Okay, hence in this case, degree of remainder should be equal to 2 minus 1. That is equal to 1. Can you get this? But what should it looks like? Okay, of a degree of remainder, I mean the remainder of degree equal to 1. Okay, 一個 degree 1嘅 remainder 係有啲咩 terms 喺度㗎 ？Degree 1即係 highest power of x is 1. So we have an x term. Okay, and then we have the next term should be the constant term. So we have 2 terms. So we will let the remainder be ax plus b. OK， 我哋一定要諗個 remainder 咧係有 x term， 亦都有個 constant term 先嘅，咁樣叻咗佢出嚟先嘅，唔能夠就咁係一個 constant 嘅個 remainder。最多同學錯嘅就係呢一個㗎啦，呢一個就係我想打星嘅位嚟嘅，得唔得？即係咧，我哋要叻個 ，sorry， 要叻個。Let the remainder be ax plus b. Okay, not just an r, not just a number, will be an expression. Okay， 得唔得？咁所以咧，我哋嚟翻呢條式咯。我哋 let 個 f(x) 出嚟嘅時候咧，我哋用個 division algorithm build up the identity of f(x) or the formula of f(x). Then the remainder should be equal to ax plus b. Okay, not just a constant, should be ax plus b. Okay, so let me paste it here. This is the place I would like you to learn in this question. 打星嘅位就喺呢度啦。OK， 當然個細節點樣諗咧，就係呢邊呢啲解釋嘅，得唔得？但係你就咁即係你到時你寫嘅時候咧，寫 solution 嘅時候咧，你寫咗叻咗呢一句嘅話咧，我就知道你係識得去到諗呢啲 degree 嘅嘢，去叻啱個 remainder 啦。OK， 得唔得？好啦，咁我哋咧即係嗱，佢而家叫你揾個 remainder 係咪 ？Find the remainder， 即係叫你揾翻 ax plus b 啦。 OK， 即係叫佢揾翻個 unknowns A and B。OK，so how to find the unknowns A and B? We need two informations, but we already have two informations. Okay, we have already prepared the equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, so equation 1 is about f5. We can calculate f5 now because we have the formula of fx, although we have the unknowns, but we have the formula. Okay, so f5 is calculated by 5 minus 5 times 5 plus 2 times q 5 plus 8 times 5 plus b. What is q5? I don't care, okay, because it is multiplied by a 0 before. So it should be just 5a plus b, okay? So our f5 is equal to 5a plus b, but it is given that f5 is equal to 9. So 5a plus b should be equal to 9. And that is our equation 3. Can you follow? And then the second information is about f negative 2. So we just find the value of f negative 2 ourselves first. F negative 2 can be calculated by negative 2 minus 5 times negative 2 plus 2. And then times q negative 2 plus a times negative 2 plus b. Okay? And then I don't care what q negative 2 is, because it is already multiplied by a negative 2 plus 2, which is 0. So this big term becomes 0. So what is remaining here should be just negative 2a plus b. And this is our f negative 2. But the question tells us that, or we have already prepared, that the f negative 2 should be equal to negative 5. So our negative 2 should be equal to negative 5. Okay? And I don't like the a term being negative. So I multiply a negative sign to every term in the equation. 2a minus b equals positive 5. And then I call this equation 4. Can you get this? And when you see equation 3, equation 4, we are very ready to find the values of a and b, right? And notice that the b terms is one positive, one negative. So I add the equation 3 and 4 together. Okay, so the left-hand side is 5a, I mean the a column is 5a plus 2a, becomes 7a, and then b columns will be cancelled, and then right-hand side will be 14. That is a nice number, okay, because a is equal to 2. And then sub the value of a into either one of the equation. Okay, so 5 times 2 plus b is equal to 9. And then b is negative 1. And that is how we can find the value of a and b. But the question did not ask you to find the value of a and b. The question asked you to find the remainder. But our remainder is ax plus b. So we can answer the question like this. Therefore, the remainder is ax plus b. That is 2x minus 1. That is how we can get the remainder like this. 好，呢題打多粒星落去得唔得？未必會喺 DSE 直接咁樣問你嘅，但係佢絕對有權問你一啲個 divisor 係有二次方嘅一啲 division 嘅嘢。OK， 甚至乎如果三次方都得嘅噃，係嘛？如果個 divisor 係三次方嘅話咧，我哋就要點樣叻個 remainder 啊？就要叻佢係一個 degree 2嘅 polynomials。degree 2嘅話咧，即係個大佬嗰個 term。OK， 最大嘅 term 就係 x square term。咁嘅時候咧，我哋就要叻個 remainder 做 ax square plus bx plus c 咁樣噶啦。即係如果 divisor 係三次方嘅話咧，我哋就要叻個 remainder 做一個二次方嘅 polynomial 咁樣啦。OK？ 得唔得？嗱，呢一個咧 絕對會有機會喺 DSE 裏面問㗎嚇。呢題所以打粒大聲落去啊 ，OK？ 呢個係呢題嘅難度就係要自己諗到個 remainder let 做 AX 加 B。OK， 同頭先46題，如果你望翻嘅話咧，望翻呢度第一個 division 係咪都係個 divisor 係 degree 2嘅？不過佢話咗俾你聽個 remainder 係 AX 加 B， 唔使你自己諗到佢係要係 AX 加 B 呢樣嘢。47題就更加難啲啦，就係要你自己諗到係 remainder 係要係 AX 加 B 係有兩個 terms 嘅呢一樣嘢。OK， 得唔得？好，呢度亦都想你俾個反應我啊 ，47， 因為呢啲重要嘅。OK，so if you understand question number 47, please give me a like or a clap, please. If you understand 47, please give me a like or a clap. If you do not understand any part, please raise your hand or type in the chat room. 好，如果跟到嘅，可唔可以俾個 like 或者俾個拍手掌我？唔該。如果跟唔到嘅話咧，就舉一舉手或者打一打喺個 chat room 嗰度啊。Okay, thank you. Thank you. OK， 好，咁呢兩題即係比較難嘅咧，就係咁樣樣啦。好啦，跟住咧，我哋仲有一啲咧係 multiple choice 嘅題目喎。咁咧，multiple choice 嘅題目咧，亦都係即係好常出嘅喺 DSE 裏邊啊。咁喺考試，即係學校考試裏邊都係嘅。咁都係有陣時咧都幾考 concept 嘅。OK， 咁啊，我哋一齊嚟睇睇啦。我好似係咪話係第54題開始嘅睇先啊？係啦，54題開始。So let's go to question number 54, which is a multiple choice questions. A polynomial fx is divisible by x minus 1. So you just highlight this keyword, divisible by x minus 1. 我哋即刻咧，唔好等啦。f1 is equal to 0. Can you get this? Because when it's divided by x minus 1, the remainder should be equal to 0. That is what it means by divisible. Okay? And which of the following must be divisible by x minus 1? Okay? Must be divisible by x minus 1. 嗱，呢一題咧，我自己覺得咧，即係有啲難度嘅，因為佢講得俾你嗰啲資料咧係有啲翹口嘅，問你嗰句嘢咧有啲翹口嘅。我哋而家咧嗱，佢第二句就問題嚟㗎咯，係嘛 ？Which of the following 咁樣係嘛？問題嚟㗎咯噃，即係話咧喺 which of 之前呢一句呢啲咧，先至係俾咗你嘅資料。咁但係我哋而家俾咗你嘅資料有啲乜嘢咧？就係得 F1 等於0嘅啫。get 到我哋唯一一個資料就係知道 F1 計到出嚟係會等於0嘅。OK， 我哋知唔知 Fx 條公式係啲乜嘢嘢啊？知唔知點樣計個 F1 啊？唔知點樣計，但係淨係知道佢計咗出嚟係等於0。OK， 好啦，跟住問你 which of the following must be divisible by x minus 1？ 咁以下邊一個嘅 function 咧，一定會係可以俾 x 減1整除嘅咧？即係當佢代咗 x 等於1落去嘅時候，就會係等於0咧 ，remainder 等於0咧，我意思係嘛 ？OK， 咁我哋應該點樣算咧？點算咧？就係我哋試下代落去咯。我哋 put x equals 1 for statement 1 first. Put x equals 1. Okay? F 2x minus 1 becomes f 2 times 1 minus 1 because we have already put the value of x to be 1. Okay? That is equal to f1. But we have already known that f1 is equal to 0. Okay? So we can show that this, when we put x is equal to 1, then f2x minus 1 becomes 0. Okay? Therefore, we can conclude that f2x minus 1 is divisible by x minus 1. Because when we put x equals 1 into the function, it is equal to 0. So it is divisible by x minus 1. So statement 1 is true. Can you get this? 睇到個啊? Statement 2. Again, because we want to test whether this function is divisible by x minus 1. So again, we need to put x equals 1 to see whether it will be equal to 0 or not. OK， 我哋要 put 個 x 等於1落去，睇下佢會唔會計到出嚟係等於0嘅。OK， 計到出嚟係等於0嘅，就 say yes, it is divisible by x minus 1。唔係0嘅，就 say no 啦，得唔得？好啦，咁而喺度咧 put x equals 1 into the second statement. The f2x plus 1 will becomes f2 times 1 plus 1. That should be equal to f3. But is f3 equal to 0? We don't know. We have no information about the value of f3. So we cannot say that it is equal to 0. So we cannot say that this is divisible by x minus 1. OK？ 咁我哋可唔可以講到？我哋可唔可以講到 F3？ 嗱，第一樣嘢，第一個層次啊，我哋可唔可以講到 F3 等於0咧？唔可以係咪？唔可以，因為我哋冇呢個資料。第二個層次，我哋可唔可以講到 F3 唔等於0咧？都唔可以喎 ，get 到嗬？因為我哋根本就冇 F3 呢個資料，佢有機會可以等於0嘅 ，OK？ 但係我唔知佢係咪等於0，所以我唔能夠講佢係等於0，亦都唔能夠講佢唔等於0。OK？ 咁即係可以講到啲咩啊？即係可以講到咧 ，f2x plus 1 may not be divisible by x minus 1。OK？ 可能係唔能夠俾 x 減1整除嘅。咁但係佢而家個題目就係問你 which of the following must be divisible by x minus 1？ 以下邊一個咧一定可以俾 x 減1整除到嘅咧？咁但係我而家呢度咧係有個不確定性喎。佢問你嘅係確定到係嘛？所以呢個不確定嘅話咧，我哋就要講 statement 2 is not 啦，得唔得？即係我哋唔應該揀 statement 2啦 ，get 到啊？嗬 ？How about statement 3? Again, we need to test whether the function is divisible by x minus 1 or not. So we need to put x equals 1. Okay? Then f3x minus 2 will become f3 times 1 minus 2. But 3 times 1 minus 2 is also equal to 1. And now we have information of f1. And we know that f1 is equal to 0. Okay? So we can confirm that the f3x minus 2 is divisible by x minus 1. Okay? So this is the answer. The answer should be statement 1 and statement 3 only. Okay? Statement 2 is we cannot confirm. Okay? 佢問你 must be， 但我哋 confirm 唔到，就唔能夠答佢係啦，即係就唔能夠成為一個 must be 啦，咁樣樣得唔得？嗱，呢啲邏輯嘢啊嚇 ，OK， 好啦，睇多題啫 ，55。Let f(x) be this. When f(x) is divided by x minus 1, the remainder is negative 8. Okay, which of the following is a factor of f(x)？ 嗱，呢題好似冇乜特別嘅，其實即係講真。啊，頭先呢題咧都係請你打升落去啊，頭先呢題54呢題，打升落去。55可以唔使打，因為冇乜特別，我覺得即係 standard 嘅嘢嚟嘅，冇嘢要自己諗嘅。When f(x) is divided by x minus 1, remainder is negative 8. X minus 1 is degree 1. So we can use the remainder theorem is f1 is -8, right? And also we have the formula of fx, so we can just calculate f1. Okay, and then it's 2 minus 9 minus 6 plus a is -8, and we have a equals 5. Yes, 5. Am I correct? Yes. A is equal to 5. So we have the complete information of fx. It should be like this. Okay. And then the question asks you which of the following is a factor of fx. So we just test one by one. Okay, just test one by one. To test whether x plus 5, test x plus 5, we will find f -5. Okay, it should be 2 times -5 cubed minus 9 times -5 square minus 6 times -5 plus 5. Okay, to see whether it is equal to 0 or not. And then you just use the calculator. 呢個幾多嚟㗎？等先啦。So I think it is equal to -440, which is not equal to 0. Okay, so x plus 5 is not a factor. 當然你唔使寫呢啲啦，即係到時係 MC 嚟㗎嘛。And then the second one, test 2x plus 1. We need to calculate f -1/2. Okay, it is calculated by this. It should be equal to not equal to 0. And then 2x plus 1 is not a factor. Okay, and then for the third one, we have to test 2x minus 1. And we need to calculate this. It is calculated by this. And then calculator. So it should be equal to 0. Okay, therefore, 2x minus 1 is a factor. Okay, so option B. 我調轉咗添，呢個係 B 嚟嘅，應該係嘛？係啦 ，option B should be the answer. Okay, it is a factor of fx. Okay, 得唔得？ So So I will stop here, and for tomorrow, I will continue to talk about the multiple choice questions because most of them are very worthy to drill. Okay. So do you have any problems up to now? If there's no more problems, then this is the end of this lesson, and you may leave now. Goodbye.
老師，
係。
我想問下你得唔得閒啊？
得。
可唔可以講下49同埋50B？
49。好啊，49。先睇。先啊。Quadratic function fx passes through 1, 5. Find the remainder. 呢個字 quadratic function 嗱，佢呢個 fx 咧，除咗知道佢係 quadratic function 之外咧，淨係知道一樣嘢咧，就係穿過15呢一點啦，係嘛？咁我哋咧就會叻個 fx。OK， 其實咧都唔使叻住，呢度咧佢係 pass through 1, 5嘅話咧，一個 curve pass through 一點嘅話咧，即係話嗰點嘅坐標係 satisfies 嗰條 curve 嘅 equation。而家咧 y 等於 f(x) 就係嗰個 equation 啦。雖然我哋唔知道 f(x) 嗰個公式係啲乜嘢 ，OK？ 但係佢話穿過呢點嘅話咧，我哋就可以 put 1,5 into y equals f(x) 咁樣。咁個 1就係 put 落去個 x 度，個5就係 put 落去 y 度。咁即係話咧，係咪 f1 is equal to 5？OK？ 好啦，咁 f1 is equal to 5嘅話咧，就已經答到 A part 嗰個嘅題目噶咯噃，係嘛？因為咧佢就話 find the remainder when f(x) is divided by x minus 1。咁所以咧 when f(x) is divided by x minus 1，跟住 remainder x minus 1就係 degree 1嘅，我哋就可以用 remainder theorem。咁即係咧用 f1 嚟計啦。雖然我哋唔知道 f1 點計，
唔知我明啦。
係嘛？搞掂。
同埋50B，我 WhatsApp send 俾你，我 kick 死咗一個位度咯。
好啊，好啊。OK， 好，你 WhatsApp 我。拜拜。
拜拜。
有冇其他朋友有問題？